Yes! Alrighty! What's up, everybody? It is I, your returning Travel God of Extreme. Put up your ones, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Peter Joseph here, for a late Saturday night video. Right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 66. Oh, it's hot. 9. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down in my pants, otherwise known as the screech marks below. Share the video all over the internet. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to my channels. Like I said, all down below in the gobbledygook, where you can leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos from the past, now, and in the future content, but don't leave stupid comments. You get sent to the Shadow Realm, beaten severely. Like, I know certain people love to get beaten severely. They love it. But I digress. But you leave stupid comments, or just plain act stupid, you're going to get sent to the Shadow Realm. Ozzy and Satan are going to come out and beat you severely and then eat your soul. So don't do it. Go do it on your boring garbage channel, and nobody gives two craps about. Drinks the Kool-Aid. And that's pretty much it. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you miss anything, you are stupid. You need to get slapped in the face a few times. Because you, fat boy, are SOL. And you know what that means. And if you don't know what it means, you might get slapped even more. And if you don't like it, tough shit. And that's that. So, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and all that other good stuff. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab the tasty cold one. We got some Gatorade Orange today, because it's hot as fuck right now. But, cheers to you, fuckers. Tastes good. But sit back, relax, you grab yourself your own tasty cold one, put your stinky, smelly, fat feet up, and enjoy the show. And if you like it, great. You don't, too bad. And that's that. Alright. Forgive me for not doing any videos, any full videos, the last couple of days. I've been busy with work and, putting people in their place, because they deserve it. But I digress on that. Cry some more for me. Cry some more. Bring it, bitches. Not gonna knock me down. Ever. I'm gonna be on here or in real life. Not gonna happen. Because I care less. Cry some more, bitches. Fuck around and find out. You know what happens. But it ain't just me doing it. Just remember that. I have other people lurking. You think you have people? You don't. Because I got people. In higher places than you do. So, kiss my ass, Mahoney. And that's that. But, that's it. You don't like it? That's tough shit. Let me move on with that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, enough about the pleasantries. Hope you had a great day. Started the first weekend of June. As we are now officially, as of this video, we are 2 weeks away officially from the start of summer, the official start of summer, and it's getting hot here in the Northeast. It was 94 degrees today with the humidity. We did get some rain earlier in the evening. Thankfully, I had plans to go out earlier tonight. I had to change them because it was raining like crazy. So, but I got my shopping done, thankfully. It was getting dark. By the time I finished shopping, it was like, fuck. So, I was like, damn, I gotta get my shopping done, run home. I gotta get home real quick. Like, I got home in enough time, and then as I was about to go back out to hang out with my friends called me and was like, don't come out. And I looked outside, it was pouring. I was like, fuck this. Stayed in with the missus, had some good din-din, and then watched Triple A and Collision. What am I gonna do? You know, watch some Netflix too, but, you know, we had that. And we moved on with that. So, it is what it is. By the way, people saying I look to the side, I look this way and this way. I'm watching TV. as well. I have my TV on, so certain times I'll look over at the TV and stuff, and I'll look over. So what? I look over. It's not like, oh, he's scared. I'm like, shut up. I'm not scared of anything. Kiss my ass. But yeah. So if you see me like looking over at the TV, I'm just looking at the TV. Big fucking whoop. Why do you even care? Why would anybody even care? Why would you care about what I do on my videos or in my real life? Why would you care? You just sit at home on your stupid computers, watch my videos. Thank you for watching, by the way. Do boring critique videos, and then cry about it later when you get put in your place. Alright, you want to be a big boy, you want to F-A-F-O, then alright. You and your boys are going to learn the hard way. Just pointing that out. I care less because now I'm walking away. I'm walking away. I'm just going to live my life and not give two fucks about YouTube and anything. I'm just going to do my videos because I'm doing this for fun. I'm not doing this to please you or anything. Not like that. You know, for the ladies, yes. But for you fucking homos out there, I'm not doing this for you. I'm not making money. I'm just doing this for fun. You don't like it? That's tough shit. Clip this part. I don't give a shit. That's all you do is clip my intro until I get to the point. Whether it be a rant video or a wrestling video or a music video. That's all it is. Download it. You download it, which is actually a view. And then you clip it. And then bore yourself for a couple hours, talk about other people, and then finally get to me. And then by the time you're done, you're drunk and you're pretty much done. Maybe don't do that so much. Nobody cares. When other people just want to talk shit, I don't give a shit. Your vids are boring. You don't get any comments. Actually, I am getting comments. I got a few today, actually. I'm not showing you. I don't have to show you shit. Show your PS5! How about no? How about you show some proof? Oh, that's right, you can't, because there is none. Blow me. Like your girlfriends and your moms do every fucking night. Because they're thinking about me. But that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, enough about that. Bull Funky! Hope you had a great day. Have a great weekend. If you're in the Northeast, try to stay cool. Drink, some Gatorade, some water. Do what you gotta do. You can go to the beach. Get a nice tan. Look at the ladies with those thong bikinis. That rhymes, by the way. I might actually go to the beach tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. I do have some errands to run, so I may or may not go to the beach tomorrow. It is supposed to rain again tomorrow, so but we'll see. We'll see. One saying that we're getting some rain, and then another one saying it's going to be like 85 degrees tomorrow. It is what it is. That's all. That's that. Alright, enough about that. Almost 9 minutes of spiel, which you definitely clipped, and nobody cares about what you have to say. So, that's that. If you don't like what I say, then click off. But you jerk off while you're watching me. That's all you do. Besides getting drunk and high. Well, that's another story for another time. But, like I said, I'm walking away and not giving a fuck. That's that. And if you don't like it, stay mad. That's all I gotta say. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on this hot and humid almost getting late, so late Saturday night, June the 6th, 2026, but you're watching on June the 7th, 2026, right here on the Killer Demons channel. I'm Peter Joseph, your gracious host, and it is time, after I belch, excuse me, but anyway, I did say excuse me, some of you don't say it, but whatever, I digress. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your late and out-of-date WWE Smackdown, or as I call it, Weltdown Review for June the 5th, June the 5th, 2026. And we are, well, once again, over in Europe early again. We got Monday Night Raw from France on Monday afternoon at 2 p.m. on Netflix, and then, well, we don't have to go overseas for maybe about a week or so. Smackdown will be back in the States this coming Friday night, and then I think we go to Baltimore for Raw the week, this Monday, next Monday, and then we go to London the following Monday, so a little bit of a tape delay on the 22nd, I believe, we're going to London, and then at the end of the month, we got that weekend of, that weekend is just going to be crazy. I think SmackDown's going to be in Saudi Arabia, because the night before Night of Champions. Then we got Night of Champions on the 27th at 1 p.m. on pay-per-view. Then, the greatest day in the history of wrestling, TNA versus NXT versus AEW. From 4 p.m. until, who knows where Tony Khan, he ends that pay-per-view. Probably like 12:30, 1 o'clock. So, get ready for about 8+ hours of wrestling on June the 28th. Mark it down on your calendar. And if you miss it, you better pack 2 lunches, because that's gonna be a long night. You gotta have your lunch, and then you gotta have your din-din. I mean, you better cater. Shit. I'll probably be out that day. I might miss a little bit of Slammiversary, but I'm definitely watching NXT on the CW11 and Forbidden Door at a friend's house. So we move on with that. So, and if you think I'm lying, what I gotta say about that? All right, let's get into SmackDown from the Unipo Arena in Bologna, Italy. Not Bologna. People are gonna mispronounce it because you can't speak Italian like I can. Because I'm a full-blooded Italian, I look better than you. And you know it. That's why your girlfriends keep DMing me. And your moms. I guess. Alright, so we are from Bologna, Italy. The SmackDown Aftermath show of Clash in Italy. As we are now on the road, basically, to now Night of Champions. So we got some King and Queen of the Ring tournament matches. We got another Fatal 4-Way coming up for the men and the women. Some interesting happenings there. We'll get to that. Especially for the men. Where we get that. And, as always, our commentary team on Friday Night SmackDown. A little bit of a change since Joe Tessitore is doing some boxing garbage. So, we got the legendary, soon-to-be Hall of Famer, man who, is a mark for himself. That's Michael Cole. And bad news, Reed Bennett. And Michael Cole, I've got some bad news for you. Yeah, you have to sit next to him. Huh. Shit. We got that. Alright, move on. Alright, the show wasn't that bad, but, what do you expect? And it was going pretty much I wouldn't say head-to-head, but the tape delay, the USA feed, went head-to-head with Game 2 of the NBA Finals, where the Knicks up 2-0. Game 3 on Monday night in the Garden. Oh, that place is going to be rocking. I mean, it was like, for courtside seats, like $30,000, some shit like that. Who's going to pay for that? Except for you celebrities out there, You're a schmuck like me, you ain't going. You're going to sit all the way up at the tippy top of Madison Square Garden. Those seats are pretty expensive, too. I just stay outside, at the watch party, outside the fucking arena. You get that for free. Well, you're watching at home for free. Why waste your fucking money? Right, but it's the Knicks. What are you gonna do? The only good team here in New York. Mets stink. They blew another game today. Marcus Semien hit 2 home runs, and what happens? Adam Warren blows it in the 7th inning, and then Mets couldn't recover. So you lose another one. They lose to the Padres. 3-2. Game 2 tomorrow night. No, sorry. Game 3 tomorrow night. Let's say, they lost wait. I think they lost the other night. No, I don't even forget. I'm not even gonna look it up. I think they already lost 2 games on this fucking road trip. Yeah, they did. They've lost. Pretty much, they lost the series now. They're probably gonna get swept tomorrow in San Diego with a 4 p.m. start. Then they come home. I think they play Monday or Tuesday, but they got the Braves coming in soon. Oy. Not that it's gonna matter if they sweep them. I mean, they're still kind of technically in a pennant race, which is the wild card, but that's starting to fade. They were 5 games out heading into this game. Now, looks like they're about, I think they're 5.5 or 6 games out. And they gotta jump over, like, a lot of teams to even get the 3rd wild card. It's getting dicey. I mean, it's getting close. It's June 7th. Still got time, but the Mets don't make a second half push. I don't know, but we'll see. I mean, if they can make a push to the end, till the All-Star break, I think the Mets might sneak in, but David Stearns, you need to get some help in the bullpen, some starting pitching, and maybe a big, huge bat. Bat? What bat? No, Ozzy, I didn't mean bat. I mean like that bat. No. Don't eat it! Fuck. He ate it. Oh, shit, I gotta go to the road to get rabies shots. Fuck. Now, Ozzy, eat your carrot cake and stop it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dad. No, I call Ozzy Dad. Because he is basically my metal dad. My metal mom is Maria Brank, and we all know that. My metal sister is Ash Costello. My metal brother from another mother, Chris Howarth of In This Moment, and Randy and Travis and Kent and so many others. I got a big metal family. And you don't like metal? Fuck you. Go listen to your garbage fucking mumble crap. I got that. Alright, moving on. Let's go back to Smackdown. Alright, so we started Smackdown with a Clash in Italy recap. And then we don't go to the ring for a match or a promo. We go to Michael Cole and Wade Barrett welcomes to the show. We find out that Joe Tessitore is off doing some boxing. Probably see him next week in the States. Who cares? Gonna get Corey Slave? Come on now. Anyway. Alright. And then out of nowhere, like, Michael was like, holy shit, whoa, wait a minute. And then we pan over, we see Walter, and I will say his given name, his government name, because Issa got mad at me saying Walter in her chat. It's his given name. That's his name. His name is Walter. His real name is Walter. Or Walter, if you're German or Austrian. But anyway, Walter, he comes out, and he is pissed. He just starts wrecking the Italian announce table, then the American announce table, like throwing shit. He gets on the mic, he's like, give me the fucking mic! Takes the mic, gets on the United States announce table, basically. And he's like, I want justice what happened to me at Clash in Italy, because I'm the Ving General, I put my foot underneath the rope on purpose. Well, that's inventive. Like, oh, I meant to do that. So you didn't really mean to put your foot under the rope there, Walter, right? You just wanted to have a controversy, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so he calls out Cody, who, the golden boy comes out. No! That prick. The guy who speaks in missionary position every single night. I mean, it's facts. Anyway, Cody says, you know what, Walter, you're right. What? Cody actually agreeing for somebody? Anyway. But he tells Walter, you're also a pro, you have such ring awareness that you should have, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you never had a finish go, like this happen to you before? Technically, he has. But anyway, Cody says, I only need to make one phone call. I wonder to who. Hunter. So he's like, let's do the rematch right here, right now in Italy, in Bologna, Italy, instead of Torino, Bologna. Right here, right now. And Walter's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Right, Paul Stanley? Paul? Say your line. Let's do it. Right, exactly. So Walter's all ready to go, and then, this guy. Fucking El Generico, well, his the other version of Sami Zayn. Well, Sami Zayn comes out, Generico's brother. He comes out, say, this is nonsense. Why are we fighting? Why are we arguing? Like, Sami, you're the voice of reason here? Ha! You never were, you never will be. So, shut your mouth. Alright. So Walter's like, shut up, Sami. And then Sami's like, hey, I might have not have won that belt. I might have won I need that belt, but I know something that you know, and I already beat you for a title. And Walter's like, oh, fuck! And then Cody's like, whoa, hold on. Let's settle down. Tranquilo. Well, he didn't say tranquilo, but settle down. He says, Sami, I'm kind of busy right now. I can't, have you in my business, basically. And Sami's like, oh, okay, Golden Boy. You don't wanna fight me because you're ducking the only man that's actually threatening to your title. He's like, Sami, right. Okay, Sami, you're talking crazy. And, he mentions last week, you said if you beat Walter, you're gonna teach me a lesson, so when is that gonna happen? Sami has a point, for once. So then Walter gets in, and then pretty much shoves Cody into Sami, laying him out. And then he and Sami actually work together and take Walter out. And then Cody's like, shake my hand, we're a team again. Sami's like, fuck your handshake. I mean, and Cody's like, I don't know which Sami I'm getting here. Am I getting good guy Sami or Sami who gives a fuck? You know? So maybe I should write honorary oos on my chest or some shit. I'm still thinking we're gonna get a three-way dance here. Somehow, someway, I don't know. I think we are because later in the show, Cody and Walter are gonna have a fight in Kansas City. I believe, not this Friday night, next Friday night. So that's the 19th, the Juneteenth show. June 19th, Cody versus Walter 2, Electric Boogaloo. Well, really got 3 Electric Tree, but that's gonna happen on Smackdown. Pretty much the week before Night of Champions. So is Sami gonna get involved? Probably. Are we gonna get a triple threat? Maybe. Who's gonna win? Hopefully Walter. But we see what happens with that. Alright. Decent segment. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, then we're in the back with The Miz. He's following some cables and leads right into Mr. Danhausen! I will curse you. I wish you would uncurse the Knicks. Well, he did. I mean, recurse the Knicks. That's what I meant. Curse the Knicks and then curse a few people I know. Just saying. So he walks into Mr. Danhausen's lab. He's still doing experiments. Still don't know who that person is underneath that cloth. Is it Omos? Is it Braun Strowman? Is it somebody new? Is it a freaking midget? I don't know. I don't think we'll ever know. So he starts touching some equipment, some like electrical equipment, and then we see Mr. Danhausen like, hey, don't touch that! Do not touch the button! You have no idea what it does. Like he did in Dexter's laboratory. But Miz, being nosy, and he's on the phone with Kit Wilson on FaceTime. So Miz, being nosy, touches the electrical equipment, and then he basically does his best Gold Dust impression. He gets electrocuted and falls down, and Kit Wilson's like, Miz! You okay, Miz? Miz! Miz! Miz Down's like scurrying away. Why are we still doing this fucking storyline? It's dumb. But as we all know, good will always triumph because evil is dumb. Or, well, reverse that. Evil will always triumph because good is dumb. Right on there, Dark Helmet. Oh, you fell for that one too? What's with you, man? I love that movie. That movie is a classic. If you hate Spaceballs, you could pretty much suck my dick. I mean, literally suck it. Because you are dumb. And you could be with all the other dumb people. Because evil will always triumph, even if it doesn't. But because it's dumb sometimes. But most of the time, evil is dumb because they're just dumb. Speaking of dumb, do not see Scary Movie, or whatever number is up to. It is just god-awful. People say, oh, it's great! I went to see it like yesterday with the missus. Missus kind of like chuckled a little bit a few times. I'm like, this is like another, what is this? I wanted to go see Obsession. I'm like, can we just go see Obsession? We did eventually, but great movie. That brings the horror genre back. I love it. And it's not about what you think. Kind of, sort of. That's that. Alright, moving on. Alright, so yeah, Miz gets electrocuted. Next thing you know, we'll see is Miz get in the ring and do, Goldust and, being weird, and then having, somebody break character. Remember how Goldust came in the ring, tried to challenge Triple H to a world title match at WrestleMania? And then freaking Hunter and Flair are freaking breaking character, and they're freaking going nuts. And I think Hunter said no anyway. Then it was when Goldust and Booker T were the tag team champions of all teams. Booker! That was crazy back in the Ruthless Aggression era. Well, what are you gonna do? Alright, after that, we see Nicholas Aldis yelling at Walter. Well, actually, Walter yells at Nicholas Aldis to fix what just happened, and he says, hey, you should treat me as the biggest thing here on Smackdown, and if you don't fix this, I'm gonna sue your ass. Probably would and probably win. Because, Nick Aldis sucks. But we all know. We all know that. He's, we know he sucks, but, guess who his wife is? Mickie James. You lucky bastard. Bastard impregnated her and popped out a kid. What are you gonna do? But she's hardcore country! Man, she can get hardcore on my dick any day of the week, but I digress. She should be in the Hall of Fame. I will petition her to get in the Hall of Fame just like my good friend Melina. But I digress on that. Alright, now we finally get to our first match of the night. Queen of the Ring, first round, fatal 4-way match. Like, every match is a fatal 4-way until we get to the semis. It's one-on-one. So the winner of this match will face my girl, my third amazingly hot Asian wife, and that's... No, not the woman that is legally married to Evil, but that's my third wife, and her name is... Do the thing, do the emote. EO! So, whoever wins this faces EO in the semis. I think that starts next week. Alright, so we got Raquel Rodriguez comes out with Rest of Judgment Day, basically. And that's, not Roxanne Perez, I don't know where she was. I think I have an idea, but, my dick. So, JD McDumpfuck, we have the Triple R Mega Champion, we'll see him later in that men's Fatal 4 at the end of the show, Eddie's son, Dominic Guerrero, with his Guerrera, basically his hot girlfriend, the women's champion of Raw, the woman who is trouble, that's me, cherry lips, and whatever, Liv Morgan. Alright, so Raquel takes on Bayley, give me a hug, and Kiana James, resident attorney, with the hometown girl, Julia, who's getting on my list again, and the leader of Fatal Influence, JC Mahal, otherwise known as Casey Jane, with, well, she had Fallon Dunkel, the Don Henley, and Laney Reed to bring her out, but they didn't stay at ringside, so the only person at ringside was Liv Morgan, JD McDumpfuck, and Dominic, and Julia. Alright, so we get that. Match was alright. So, no disqualification, basically Fatal 4-Way rules. So we started with everybody going after Raquel. Why not? She's the big woman in the match. Not big, fat, huge, but tall. She gets knocked to the outside. Bayley with a Bayley to belly on Kiana James for a near fall, who backslides her, 1925 backslide for another near fall. JC Jane is back in for a fruit roll-up for a near fall, so everybody's getting a near fall except for Raquel, who then comes in and cross-bodies everybody as we're going to break. Come right back. JC is in control, grabs a running neck breaker on Bayley for a near fall, and then a backsplash for another near fall, and JC adds a cannonball in the corner, and that's that. And then Raquel Rodriguez is back up. She has a bounce! Period. Hits that. And a double spinning Vader Bomb elbow. Impressive. Like Emperor Palpatine would say. Impressive. Yeah, I gotta get tighter glasses. Sorry. Anyway, she hits that for a near fall. Then a power bomb sends Bayley crashing into JC Jane. Ow. Then a double choke slam by Raquel. She's going completely berserk. And then goes for the cover. Kiana James had to make the save. As we go to another break, we come back. Kiana James flips out of a choke slam by Raquel Rodriguez. But Raquel clotheslines her down. And Casey has to make the save on the pinfall attempt. And then Bayley goes up top, hits the Macho Man elbow. Well, kind of like the Macho Man elbow, but still, it's a Macho Man-like elbow from the heavens. Yeah, get it. Okay, Randy, calm down. Don't tell me to cut. Shut up, Randy. Go be with Liz. She needs her sleepy time. She's wearing a nice. Never mind. So he hits that on JC for a near fall. James makes the save. Then the deal breaker, I guess that's Kiana's finishing move, into a standing moonsault. Gives Kiana a near fall. And then she rolls up Bayley. And JC Jane had to make the save. And then Julia takes JC out on the outside. And then we see, JC Jane makes the save. And then we see Julia kind of like move. It looked like she moved Kiana James' foot off the rope. And Kiana James like, hey, what did you break up the cover for? And Julia's like, I did nothing. What do you mean? I do nothing. And then Raquel, on the little distraction, picks Kiana James up. Boom! Tejana Bomb. 1, 2, 3. I thought Bayley was going to win this, but obviously not. So Raquel Rodriguez goes to the semifinals, and she will face Io. It should be a pretty good match. Should be this week on Smackdown. Or Raw. I don't know. I didn't read the cards yet, but it is what it is. So Raquel gets the win. Match was alright. 3 out of 5 stars. And then, after the match, well, the little union between Kiana James and Julia pretty much blows up. And Kiana gets all mad, blames Julia for the loss. They've been arguing for the last couple weeks, ever since they lost a chance to become the women's tag team champions. And then, basically, she subs Julia, the fans in Italy, her hometown, like, come on, beat her ass! And then, basically, Julia just turns face, beats the crap out of Julia, a couple drop kicks, and then threw her out of the ring. That's it. So, finally, Hunter, you do something right! They turn her face in her home country. Now, what do? I say, bring her to Raw. You don't need it on SmackDown. Now she's gonna stay on SmackDown for a little while. finish this stupid storyline with Kiana James, and I hope she wins that feud. Then let her go back after the United States title. Not that she needs that title, but I'd rather her go after the world title, whether it be Jade Cargill, whether it be JC Jane, whether it be Mommy Rhea Ripley, or Io. Well, not Io, but I'd have Julia just start a mega face run. Just like start doing what she did in Japan, beating fucking people up. Then, as her reward, she wins the world title. But is Hunter going to do that? Probably not. And I watched a good video by my good buddy, Ty1822. Check him out on YouTube. He did a video, what has happened to Hunter? Where did it all end for Hunter? Was when he took over creative, everybody was like, yeah! Get Vince out! Bring in Hunter. The booking was great. For the last couple of years, he was Booker of the Year. I mean, Shawn Michaels was Booker of the Year in NXT. Where did it go wrong? And I'll tell you where it went wrong. WrestleMania 41. That's where it started going downhill. With Cena turned heel at the Elimination Chamber, then he faced Cody, beat him with the whole thing with Travis Scott. That blew up in everybody's face. It was the stupidest fucking thing. It was nice to turn him heel, but then you bring in Travis Scott to do nothing, basically. That was a waste. And Cena's run went like, basically 4 months. 4 or 5 months, or maybe 6 months, somewhere around there, 4 to 6 months. It was bad. I mean, matches were good with CM Punk, and then, then you turn him face, and then he has that match with, I think it was heel when he faced AJ. That match was match of the year last year. And then it didn't work. So what do? You turn him back to being a babyface right near the end of his retirement tour. You could have worked something out with this heel style of Cena. Promos were decent, matches were decent, it just didn't work. They just blew up at WrestleMania. If they didn't do what they did and have Travis Scott come out, a little bit late, mind you, if they didn't even bring in Travis Scott in this whole Cena heel turn, it would have worked. I think it would have worked. But no! Who brings in Travis Scott? Yep, Ari Emanuel and Triple H. That didn't work out. What happened? Same thing happened this year when they brought in Pat McAfee to be, the voice behind, Randy Orton. Who's calling Randy Orton? It's Pat fucking McAfee. And that blew up in his face at WrestleMania 42. I mean, what's next? WrestleMania 43 to bring in, I don't know, let's just make up something. They'll bring in, Travis Scott's not that well, he was hot back then, but anyway. What's next? They're gonna bring in Kanye, or maybe Kendrick Lamar will be at WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia. He'll come out with The Rock or something like that, because, Rock might be facing Roman. We'll see if that happens. I mean, they have a backup plan. What was the backup plan? Shit, I read something was I forgot what the backup plan was. Might be Oba. I think it might be Oba. So if Rock can't do Mania, I think they might stretch out Oba versus Roman all the way to fucking WrestleMania. So Roman will be a champ for a year and then lose it to Oba. As long as Oba doesn't have, some schmuck like Kendrick Lamar come out with him. Or if Dwayne does do WrestleMania, Kendrick Lamar comes out with him. Why? Why do we need celebrities at Mania? I mean, yeah, it's Mania, but they don't need to be in this stupid storylines. I mean, we didn't see that back in the day when, Alice Cooper came out with freaking Jake the Snake Roberts, or Ozzy came out with the British Bulldogs, or some shit like that. We never saw that. It was good. We didn't see how it just blew up in his face like what we get now. See, back then, it meant something, because it was just there. I mean, we didn't even see Ozzy until Mania, basically. Mania 2. Oh, yeah, there was 2, I forgot what year, but whatever. But then Alice Cooper, we know, WrestleMania 3, then he got involved at near the end of the match, basically. Well, not the end, well, yeah. After the match was over, he gets involved, and with Jimmy Hart a little bit, and then Jake the Snake puts the snake on, puts Damien on Jimmy Hart. It's like Jimmy Hart's like, ah! Going crazy and everything. And then Alice Cooper's like, yeah! I mean, but we didn't have like a 6-week storyline with Alice Cooper coming out. I was like, oh, I'm gonna come out and do something. No, he just was there in the corner of Jake the Snake Roberts. He did a pre-match promo. I don't think he even said anything in that promo, but he was just there. He comes out, stands at ringside, cheering on Jake the Snake Roberts, and then after Jake won, I believe he won that match. I forgot who he fought. I think it was the Honky Tonk Man. I forget. Anyway, yeah, I think he won that match. And then afterwards, Jimmy Hart tries to get involved, and Alice Cooper brought him in the ring, and they fucked him up. Not Alice Cooper, but, you know what I mean. But now, you bring in fucking Travis Scott at the Elimination Chamber, like, sucker punch Cody, kicked him around a little bit, fucked him up, and then Cena, he helps Cena win number 17 in the stupidest way. And then what happens? The pay-per-view, and there was Backlash. He's not even there. He's like, he's gone. They kicked him out. I'm like, fuck that idea. And Travis Scott didn't even want to wrestle with some shit that happened. I forgot the entire thing, but yeah. The whole Travis Scott experiment was just fucking dumb. And the Pat McAfee experiment this year, dumb. It should have been somebody different, like Cowboy Bob Orton, or I forget what I don't even remember. We were talking about, like, who could be the voice behind Randy. I was thinking Kevin Steen, because Kevin Steen would work. No, we gotta bring in Pat fucking McAfee. And the only good thing that came out of the only good thing that came out of that was him, him and Punk kind of going at it with the whole ticket situation. And then Cody trashing his fucking studio. That's the only good thing about it, but it was just a stupid storyline. Stupid. And, Ari Emanuel just like, oh, we gotta bring in more celebrities, this and that. It was just dumb to start, and thankfully it finished. And who knows what's going to happen at SummerSlam. It's a big pay-per-view, one of the big 4. They're thinking about extending it to a big 5 now. Why? Why? What are they're thinking of getting rid of the Survivor Series in the big 4. I'm like, why? That's the big 4 for the last, how many years? And they're going to replace that with something like Money in the Bank? No. Excuse me. It's just dumb. But anyway, let's get back to Julia for a second. So I wet my whistle. So I ran in the raid for so long. But yeah, I hope the Julia face turn is good. Because if it's just, we turned her face just for one night. And then she's just going to go back into obscurity. I'm just like, you know what? Release her. Let her go back to Stardom. Be a big star there, or because if she goes to AEW, great. Maybe her and Declo will go at it. Oh, my dick's getting hard thinking about that match. And yeah, I said that out loud because my dick is big. But I digress. But man, Julia and AEW, her and Decla, her and Athena, ooh. Her and Mina, maybe? Her and Mina could be good. Speaking of my girl Mina, she's going to be in the Survival of the Fittest tournament, along with, I think, my girl Zeta Steel, Kurishida, I think Statlander, and the winner of that tournament is going to become the TBS champ. I think that's going to be at Forbidden Door. I gotta check that, because I saw it in a collision, but I forgot! Now I have a brain fart every once in a while. I want to go on my other farts, but I digress. We got that. Alright, so nice little moment, big moment for Julia in her hometown, which makes sense. So finally Hunter makes some sense here. Thank the Lord for that. Alright, then we're in the back. Sami Zayn's ranting and raving to Johnny Depressed, Johnny Gargano, still planking on an equipment truck thing. Nick Aldis comes in. He starts yelling at Sami to stay out of Walter and Cody's business. You think Sami's gonna listen? No. Well, actually, Sami knocked over a goddamn freaking water bottle. Those water bottles have families, you know, Sami. Can we just pray for a moment for the innocent water bottle that got just knocked over? Justice for the bottles! God damn it. Justice for water bottles! And even this too. God damn you, Sami. Moving on. Alright, so Nick Aldis says, staying out of Walter and Cody's business. And Sami's like, oh yeah? Or what? And then Nick's like, I can't talk to you right now. I got someone else to talk to. So Sami's like, oh yeah? Who? So in comes, well, the returning big pop for this guy. Chad Gable, the ex-OG Grande Americano. Oh, that match I'm still reliving that match. Holy crap. By the way, 45 minutes? About 45 minutes this week for Triple A. Interesting. You had to go a full hour, just 45 minutes? It was only a couple matches. We had Lince Dorado beat Octagon Jr., I believe, to become the #1 contender to Rey Fenix, who won the Cruiserweight title the week before. So that match is going to happen at Triple Mania, I believe. That's in August. That's way in August. We had that. Rey Mysterio with a media scrum. He made his so-called son, Dominic Guerrero, the AAA Mega Champion. He will defend that belt at Aniversario, night 1 or night 2. Oh, I don't think Dom's going to be happy with that. Why is he making this match with my son? He's the GM there, Eddie. Who made him GM? The former GM of Triple A, the owner, I guess. Technically the Undertaker. I don't like the decision, S.A. Pedal. Well, you gotta learn to live with it, like Ric Flair would say. You know, Rick. I respect Rick, but I don't understand. I hate him. So fucking Mendeo, why is he messing with my son? Ay, caramba, I gotta go, I gotta have a drink. You're gonna have some sangria? Go get me some. Shit. Eddie's mad. Yeah, Rey Mysterio makes a match with Dom defending the Triple A Mega Championship on night 1 or night 2 of Aniversario. I don't even know who he's gonna fight. Most likely he's gonna be Ludwig Spears. Not the original, but El Grande Americano, since he won the Reina de Reyes sword, the title, basically, which is like a Money in the Bank type thing. So that's gonna happen in September, I should say, not August, September. So why are you booking a match all the way until September? I don't get it. Okay, Red. But yeah, 45 minutes? Okay. I'll go. I'll allow it. Well, I'm good. And then we had that trios ladies match with La Catalina, who's a heel, but she's playing a face because of I think Flamer. Who has the fucking women's title there? Flamer, I think. Anyway, but it's Luna Paisese and La Catalina and Bailey taking on Flamer and her other two chicks, and Lola Vice's team won as Catalina got the pin. And then that was it. I was like, actually, this is a main event? Oh, I thought the show was going to end at 11. I looked at my watch, it was like 10:45. Like, what? And, me and the missus like, is there anything else? Then we see, thank you for watching. I'm like, wait a minute. What is this? 45 minutes? Okay. Let's pop on Netflix now. Let's just watch Netflix and chill. But, hey, I'll take it. I'll take a 45-minute episode of Raw or Smackdown or just an event. 45 minutes? Okay. I'll go to a Ring of Honor taping. It's 45 minutes. I'll take that. Even though it's, four tapings. Hey, the last taping is 45 minutes. And I'm there for about 2.5 hours. I'm good. Thank you, Tony Khan. Thank you, I would say, back in the day, I would say, thank you there, Kerry Silken. I can get out, maybe, meet some wrestlers, and I can go home. I've done that, too, after the tapings. I met up with Kevin Kelly and, Steven Carino. We've met Roddy, before I met Steve Carino and Kevin Kelly, when they did the Post show, they did it twice, and I met him twice. I met up with Roddy! Me and another kid that I now know personally. He was a wrestler, then now he's a boxer. How can you go from wrestling to boxing? Or MMA, really. But okay, go with that. So, we all met up with Roddy, wished him well. It was his birthday the weekend ensuing. I think it was Best in the World weekend the following year. That was 16 or 17. It was Joe, I remember, I think it was Joe and AJ's final matches in Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor 250, I believe, the TV show. So we did that. So, anyway, after I did that, I see Kevin Kelly and Steve Carino doing the post show. There wasn't that many people around, they're talking to Rod, they were doing the post show. Let's take that back. They were doing the post show with Roddy. Roddy saying, I'm going to beat Jay Lethal, become the champion, blah, blah, blah. It's my birthday weekend, blah, blah, blah. So he goes around the ring, up the ramp, and me and, my friend and his mom, we met up with Roddy, shook his hand, and then we're all leaving, and I'm like, Kevin Kelly and Steve Carino still doing a post show. So I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. I got no place else to go. So I went down to ringside, and I waited. I was like, you couldn't see. I don't think you saw me. Well, you saw me meeting Roddy, because I remember that because I was on the post show and I somehow have it on one of my backup external hard drives. But in any case, long story short, after I met Roddy, went down to the ringside. Met up with Kevin Kelly and Steve Carino. I shook Steve Carino's hand. I was talking a little bit of Mets baseball with Kevin Kelly. That was it. Then Field of Honor comes around. And they're doing the post show on the field, obviously, where the Cyclones play. And you see me in that one, too. And Kevin Kelly's wearing a Met shirt because I'm a big Met fan. Steve Carino, I think, he was doing the whole Mr. Wrestling 3 gimmick with the mask and everything. Super kick! Stuff like that. So they're doing it, and then they're panning around. I'm like, in the background. Rosa wasn't there because she didn't go to... That was on Field of Honor 3. She was at the first 2. No, actually... Yeah, she was at the first one. We were at the first one. She was at the second one, and then that's what I think it was the first or the second one we met Jay Briscoe outside the parking lot. I still have that picture with me and a couple of my friends and Jay Briscoe. I still remember that picture. I still have it on my Facebook page. Who knew that night was the last time I was going to meet Jay fucking Briscoe? You, sir! Reach for the sky, boy. you know, it is what it is. I met Mark too when they, you know. I met Jay the night after he won the title from Cena at Supercard of Honor. They did the next night was the debut episodes of Ring of Honor TV on HD Net. We all remember that. You can see me in the beginning of the first episode and on the first all 4 episodes in New York City at the Grand Ballroom. That epic match where he held Bobby Fish up for Eddie Edwards to chop to death. Eddie Edwards remembered that because I met him 2 months ago and I asked him about that. It's like, do you remember that match? He's like, yeah, I did. I was like, what? It's like, I didn't know if you were going to remember that, you know. And then, you know, Alicia Edwards, you want to know something? I didn't say that to her. I wish I did. I was like, hey, Alicia, do you want to know something? That thing, your catchphrase is annoying. I wouldn't say that to her. She's a doll. She's a nice lady. But I think Eddie's always fun to meet. You know, Eddie Edwards, he's a good guy. I met him a few times. And Davey Richards back when they were American Wolves. I was there the night Davey won the title. That was best of the world. I forgot what year that was. There was I forgot what year it was. It was the same year that Adam Cole came out to Ring of Honor. I mean, he was made, basically. That hybrid rules match with Kyle O'Reilly, where he lost his tooth during the match. He was getting kicked, and he was getting kicked. His tooth comes out. We saw it, and then he's like, bah! And his blood spewed out of his mouth, and he won the match. That basically was the night that the fans made Adam Cole baby. Holy shit! I think it was 2013. Best in the World 2012 or 13 or 14 maybe. That was match of the year. But in between that, I mean, what came after that was Davey and Eddie for the world title. Davey won. And then Kevin Steen comes out. I was like, ah! I was there for that. Me and Rosa were there. What might have been, you know, all the good days. Me and Rosa used to go to some events. But she still goes with me every once in a while to some indie events. She was at the last one I went to a couple weeks ago. Might be going to another one in probably September, whenever it comes back around. But moving on. But good times. Alright. I don't know where I went with that, but I went on a tangent. I'm sorry about that. Alright, let's go back to Smackdown again. Alright, so, yeah, Sami Zayn and Chad Gable comes back. You know, he wants to right the wrongs that he did as the OG Grande Americano. You know, apologize to Ray Phoenix. He wants to, you know, for mocking the culture. You know, he's got a long way to go to get back into the good graces with the locker room. And the people in Mexico now forgive him, kind of. So now he has to come back to the main roster and try to right the wrongs. I think this Chad Gable run is going to be pretty fucking epic. Imagine Walter wins the title. And then he's, you know, Walter goes on a big, you know, run and stuff. Who's the guy that can beat him? Chad Gable. I'm telling you right now, Chad Gable is going to become the World Heavyweight Champion. Or the Undisputed Champion. Probably by the end of the year. If they do this right. Or Chad Gable gets in on this situation, maybe. Take Sammy out of the equation. I don't want a fatal four-way. I'd rather have Walter, Cody. If you put Cody in, Walter, Cody, and Chad Gable. Chad Gable wins the title. Or, like I said before, have Walter face Chad Gable maybe at SummerSlam? Maybe after that? Because Chad Gable's the only man that beat Walter. Remember when he was undefeated? He's never pinned or submitted, and Chad Gable beat him by countout to give Walter his first loss on the main roster. How big a pop will he get when he beats Walter this time for the Undisputed title on a pay-per-view like SummerSlam or, I don't know. I'd rather do it on a big pay-per-view or maybe Saturday Night's Main Event. That arena will explode when Chad Gable beats Walter to become the World Heavyweight Champion. If he holds it for a while, that'd be great, but then again, you know, Hunter is like, alright, we'll give him the title and he'll hold it for like a month. But, mark my words, ladies and gentlemen, Chad Gable is going to become a World Heavyweight Champion and beat Walter. When Walter beats Cody, hopefully in Kansas City, or if they go to Night of Champions, I hope he wins it there. Because I can't see Chad Gable beating... I mean, it would be nice, Chad Gable beating Cody, but it doesn't have an oomph to it. Gotta have that... The oomph. Like me putting my dick in your girlfriend's ass and giving her the goods. Pipe... Now, laying that pipe down like I do to Rosa every night. But I digress. But yeah. Chad Gable and Walter has to have a good fucking story. It has a story behind it, but... advance a little bit more, and it'll be... the match will be... mwah. Just no interference, please. No stupid chicanery. We don't have to have 5, 6, 7 matches, and then Chad Gable finally wins the belt. No. Do it one time. One time. Did I say one? Okay. Alright, we got that. Alright. Moving on. Alright, now back to the action, because a little less talk from me, and a lot more action from WWE. So get that. Alright, so I'm going to end this video in a little bit, because I got to go to sleep. And I got some errands to run tomorrow, so. Little quick programming note. TNA review, TNA Ring of Honor review tomorrow. Late tomorrow night, your Double Your Pleasure, Double Your Fun. Once again, AEW and Double Collision review. No, take that back. AEW and Collision review. Dynamite and Collision review. Just because I forgot Collision was single this week. So, leading into Summer Blockbuster this Wednesday night on the program, which might go head-to-head with Game 4 of the NBA Finals and a possible Knicks celebration if they sweep the Spurs. I hope not, but... Really, the Spurs should be up 2 games to none. But, you know, the Danhausen curse, it continues on, 13-0 for the Knicks. Maybe make it 14 on Monday. But they were this close to getting to the Spurs breaking the curse. They're just this close, and then the Knicks like, you know. They just hook up, brother. Well, Wednesday night was great. It was a good game. I admit, it was a great game. And if Wemby didn't make that turnover when they got Brunson pretty much threw up a brick. They get the rebound. Wemby gets the rebound. He outlets into a guy that had his back turned. Knicks get the ball back. And then I think they fouled, I forgot who, I think they fouled Brunson or fouled somebody on the Knicks. And then pretty much from there, the Knicks hit some foul shots. They won by a point. Because Spurs inbounded it, and then it gave it to Wemby. Wemby with a pretty good look, and then clink. And then the guy grabs the ball, chucked it, and almost made it, but I think it was after the buzzer. So Knicks survive, they win Game 2. Like I said, Game 3 on Monday at the Garden, which is going to be rocking. Woo! So after Raw, you take a little break. If you're going to watch from home, you take a little break, get a little rest, and then start cooking your dinner. And then while you're watching the Knicks at 8:30 on ABC, you get to watch, have your dinner and watch Game 3. You don't have to rewatch. You don't really have to watch Raw. Because if you're watching it live at 2 p.m., not with a VPN, but on Netflix Live, you don't have to worry about it. But if you miss some of it, because I'm going to miss the first hour, but I'm going to be back in enough time to rewatch Raw, then go right into Game 3 at 8:30. So I'll watch that. And like I said, possible Game 4 going head-to-head with Dynamite. And Dynamite went head-to-head with it. Well, near the end, pretty much they went head-to-head. And they did it pretty good. 600 and some, what did they do? 636, I think it was? I think it was around there. 636,000 for Dynamite going head-to-head with the NBA Finals? That's not bad. You know, more people watch the NBA Finals, but hey, some people stuck around to watch AEW. Going kind of channel surfing, or like me, picture-in-picture. That's what I did. I had picture-in-picture, and I was good. Alright, I ran in a rave for too long. Alright, let's get back to wrestling. Alright, so after that, after the whole Chad Gable thing, we finally go to the ring with Will Hobbs, or Royce Keys, takes on the big man of the MFTs, Ikudio. I'm not going to say his other name, Talatonga, but it's Ikudio. Big, beefy men slapping meat in this ring. We had Solo Miboki at ringside. Pretty decent match. 8 minutes. So that was a little bit short. I was going to go a little bit longer. But anyway, Solo gets on the apron. Causes a distraction. And I think Tonga was there too. Not Tala, sorry. Tonga Loa was there. And, you know, he has to get rid of them. And, you know, R-Truth to come out later on. Actually, no, think about it. So Coolio gets to win with a choke slam in 8 minutes. So a little big victory for the big man. And then after the match, big old beatdown on Royce Keys, pretty much a 3-on-1 beatdown. R-Truth comes out, is not even medically cleared to compete or even get that physical, but he gets in the ring like an idiot. He gets beat down, and then eventually Poppy Priest comes out of I don't know where and saves Truth. And then he saves Truth and leaves, and then the MTs are just like, They're like, where Royce, you know, Poppy leaves Royce Keys for dead. I'm like, some friend you are. Leaving him for dead. That'll come in later, but we'll move on. Alright, after that, we have the Judgment Day of JD McDumpfuck, Liv Morgan, Dom. They praise Raquel Rodriguez on her big win in the Queen of the Ring Queen of the Ring tournament. Now she faced Io. But Liv Morgan makes it all about herself. Say, I'm gonna win the Queen of the Ring, and then I'm gonna, you know, I don't have to, I'm gonna go and face Mommy Rhea Ripley, become a double women's champion. And then Raquel's like, hey, what about my title shot? And Liv's like, oh yeah, you'll win too. I smell distinction, because we didn't see Roxanne Perez. I wonder what happened to her. I think they're gonna kick Roxanne and Raquel out. And Judgment Day will just be Dom, Liv, and JD McDumpfuck. But eventually, Judgment Day is gonna pretty much split up altogether. Because I think when Liv loses that title to Io at SummerSlam, because Io's winning the Queen of the Ring, hopefully, I think Liv will lose thanks to a Dom fuck-up. And then Dom, you know, sorry Eddie, but Dom is going to lose his girlfriend. Well, he didn't need her anyway. Okay. So Liv is going to break up with Dom. Dom's probably finding another chick to, you know, snuggle with. Who knows what that might be. And then Dom, in turn, will lose his Triple R Mega Championship, probably to El Grande Americano, Ludwig Spears, at one of the nights of Triple Mania. So Judgment Day will not be a group by September. Well, by mid-September, they will not be a group anymore. JD McDumpfuck will probably go his own way. I don't know where he's going to go, but maybe he'll turn face and get back with Finn Balor. I don't know. But, you know, Finn's on Smackdown now, but... So, yeah. So by mid-September, Judgment Day will be gone. They'll have no belts. Because Dom will lose his belt. Liv will lose her belt to Io. Raquel and Roxanne probably be maybe women's tag team champions again. Who knows? But, yeah. Judgment Day is pretty much about to disintegrate. And we're pretty much seeing the seeds being planted for it. Because Finn left. I think Roxanne's gonna be next, and Raquel, and then eventually Liv will go bye-bye. Dom will be by himself. It sucks for him. Sorry, Eddie, but yeah, it'll suck. He's okay, he'll pick himself up. He's a Guerrero. Okay. Moving on. Alright, after that, speaking of Finn Balor, we got a video for him. He's gonna be making his in-ring debut next week, and I think a King of the Ring tournament match. Oh, we got that. Let me move on. Alright, Poppy Priest is in the back. He's not happy with R-Truth. Once again, he's injured, getting involved in his business. Especially since he doesn't really trust Royce Keys so much. Truth insists that he's okay. And his brother, a doctor, told him. So Priest says, you don't have a brother. So Truth says, I do have a brother, and he's the doctor of Thugonomics. I'm like, oh, jeez. And I have a brother named Ron Cena. Right. Okay. So Priest's like, oh, fuck, I'm out of here. So he walks off, and then, strange, awkward moment, the War Machine, the new Triple A Tag Team Champions, because they won it last week from now the disintegrated Psycho Clowns, because I think Pagano turned on Psycho Clown, basically. So, like, well, we're the Triple A Tag Team Champions. You, sir, you and Poppy have the Smackdown Tag Team titles. We want a shot. So, really, we don't get an answer, but they leave, and then R-Truth's like, I have no idea who the fuck that was. Who the fuck are these guys? I mean, really, who the fuck are these guys? I mean, how do you not know? How do you know? I don't know. How you know? I don't know. How you know? Andrade, shut up. Can you give me a picture of one of those hot chicks? Man, to be somebody to be at ringside when Andrade has a match. You want to be on that side where the female lady is. Oh, you want to be? I mean, I would love to be on that side, because I would just do I would photobomb so bad. I don't care if Andrade got pissed off. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. She should be with me. Should have been me. Hey, but Andrade, you're kind of stealing my gimmick a little bit, you fucker. But I'll allow it. This is Andrade. He's a friend of the show. How you know? I don't know. Tequila. Take it easy. Why are you so crazy? Take it easy. Take it easy. Let me get that. It is hot. Oh. It's still hot in my house. I got the AC cranking. I got the fan cranking. Yeah. It's one of those nights where you just gotta go commando later on. You know. Not now, obviously. Obviously, I got a shirt on. And I got pants on. You can't see it, but I have pants on. I have my boxers on. My Undertaker boxers. Yeah, I got Undertaker boxers. Because the GOAT, he's the GOAT. I'd like to get Roman boxers. Then again, I gotta acknowledge my trouble chief in some way, you know what I mean? But I digress. You know, Issa would get those just because. I'm not going there. If they made Roman Reigns boxer shorts, you know Issa would be wearing them. She might have an accident. That's the only way she would. Nah, forget it. I'm not going. I'm sorry! Get the hook! Alright, moving on. So War Machine looking to possibly get a SmackDown Tag Team title shot soon. I don't know. We'll get that. Alright, then we have Mommy! Rhea Ripley, the SmackDown Women's Champion by brutality! Alright, she comes out, her knee's a little bit banged up from Clash in Italy, that big match she had with Jade, where she somehow, someway retained. So she's clearly limping, she comes out for the kitty cat, she's glad to put Jade in the rear view mirror, but she says, well, my knee's a bit banged up, and we see it's all taped up. But the reality is, Jade, you blew your chance. And she's like, thanks to, well, this chick, I guess a friend, if you will, Charlotte Flair, comes out to a nice little reaction from the crowd. So Charlotte comes in the ring, says, you know, me and you, yeah, we had some fun, but now the Queen of the Ring is starting up. I'm the Queen. I'm going to win the tournament. I'm a competitor. I'm going to win the tournament. I'm coming for your belt. So Mommy's like, okay, whatever. And we've seen them fight before. And then out of nowhere, it's Tiffy time! The Women's U.S. Champion, Tiffy time! Daddy! Oh, I'm sorry. I need to wake you. Daddy! What? Did you see me on Smackdown? Yes, sunshine. Can I go back to bed, please? Okay, Daddy. I love you. Bye. Okay, sorry. Tiffy's got to respect her daddy! Because when he's sleeping, he's sleeping. Anyway, moving on. Alright, so Tiffy comes out. And Charlotte thinks that Tiffy is here to apologize to her for, remember that whole situation. But Tiffy says, nope, I'm here to talk about Rhea's belt. So then we get the revolving door of people coming out and talking. So, Jade, Cargill, and the baddies, Mia Yim and B-Fab, they all come out. And Jade's like, it's like, you're gonna face me in the Queen of the Ring tournament. Well, they're in the Fatal 4-Way coming up. I think on Raw this Monday night, or next week, I forget. But anyway, Jade's like, Charlotte, I'm coming. You're next, basically. And Jade doesn't really think much of Tiffany Stratton, she's got her number. And then seems like we're about to get a fight. But then Nick Aldis comes out and is like, no. I'm going to make a tag team match, player. Charlotte and Tiffy will team up against Mia Yim and Jade Cargill. Can they coexist? I'm not talking about Mia Yim and Jade. I'm talking about Tiffy and Charlotte. Because you all remember what happened last year? Yeah, last year at WrestleMania, leading up to that match. That promo, that horrible promo, we saw that on Reel, where Tiffy kind of went off script a little bit. She forgot some of her lines, and she got big trouble by Hunter. I'm surprised they still let her win that match to retain the title over Charlotte. They were just gonna, I was like, if that was like somebody other than Hunter, if it was Vince was like, I don't like that. You're gonna drop the title to Charlotte. Because Vince would do that. But Hunter's like, okay, Tiffy's on a big winning streak. Let's have her beat Charlotte in a big WrestleMania moment. Yeah, thrust their career, but they legit hate each other. Kind of like Jade and Mommy hate each other, legit. Jade's not a fan favorite in the women's locker room. Charlotte is, a hothead. But I think her and Tiffy just have no chemistry, and just the whole promo from last year just went way out of bounds. That's the way it is. But anyway, we get to the match. It wasn't bad. But, we get to the end. Really, B-Fab didn't do much. B-Fab did get involved a little bit. She took a crossbody from the apron, by Charlotte. And knocks her and Jade down. Mia Yim is back up with a suicide plunge of her own to Charlotte. We go to break, come right back. Charlotte drops Mia Yim, but gets keep-shotted by Jade. And then Mia Yim comes in. Styles Clash. I wonder where she learned that from. Kind of like where a lot of people learn to do the Styles Clash nowadays. Will Ospreay, a few indie wrestlers who do it pretty well. So she hits a Styles Clash on Charlotte, who was able to avoid a charge into the ring post. Ow. And then hot tag to Tiffy Tiff. Cleans house. Swanton bomb is in there for on Mia Yim. And then Jade's back in with a sit-up powerbomb to Tiffy. Charlotte sends Mia Yim again into the ring post. Damn. Ow. And then back in the ring, Jade goes for Jaded. It gets reversed into a fruit roll-up for a near fall. But then Jade comes right back with a second attempt for Jaded. She hits it on Tiffy Tip. 1, 2, 3. So her and Mia Yim get the win. Can we see Jade and Tiffy for the US title? Maybe, because you pin the champ, you probably will get right up there to the title contention. So we could see Jade and Tiffy Tiff on a random Smackdown, or maybe a Night of Champions. I don't know if Jade is gonna win. I think she's like 2-0 against Tiffy right now. So could do a third match, and Jade goes 3-0, or Tiffy finally gets her win back, beats Jade by either DQ or just clean. I doubt clean if you have Mia Yim and B-Fab there, but who knows? Yeah, now I'm drinking a lot because it's hot and I gotta whip my whistle because I'm losing my voice. You would like that, wouldn't you? But I digress. Alright, moving on. Alright, then in the back, JC Jane and Fatal Influence are they're walking in the back. JC is kind of mad about losing in the Queen of the Ring tournament. The way she lost. And then we see the women's tag team champions, Brie Bella, Brie Mode, and Paige doing a photo shoot. And then Fatal Influence like, they jump them, basically a 3-on-2 beatdown. Then they hold up the women's tag team belts. I think they'll win them. What version? I don't know. I like to have Fallon and Laney win the belts and have JC continue to go after the main title, the women's title. Her and Mommy will probably go at it, maybe on Saturday's main event, or maybe at SummerSlam. Because if Io wins, she's taking on Liv. So kind of make no sense to have Io and Mommy one more time. But Io kind of has to turn, either Mommy's going to turn heel or Io, which I doubt Io's going to turn heel, but it'd be nice if Io to turn heel. They could do that, but I'm thinking, and what I've read, Io and Liv Morgan are going to fight not only at Night of Champions in the finals, but they're going to fight again in a rematch at SummerSlam. So Io's going to win twice. She's going to become queen, and then she'll become once again, the Raw Women's Champion, which she should never have lost. And on the other side, I would just do Mommy Rhea Ripley versus JC Jane. And have JC win the title I hate saying it, but JC wins the title thanks to Fatal Influence at SummerSlam. Probably on night 1 or night 2. So we're going to have 2 different women's champions by the time we finish up with SummerSlam. Io and JC Jane. And if that holds true, we can see Io versus JC Jane at Crown Jewel for the women's Crown Jewel title. On the men, I don't know. Have Roman face Walter? That could be good. But then again, we know, I don't think Roman's going to be fighting at Night of Champions. I think he's taking that pay-per-view off. Then again, who knows? But I think we'll see Roman again at SummerSlam. He's probably going to be taking on, don't know. Because he's going to be taking on Seth Rollins, because, spoiler, I mentioned this before, Seth Rollins is winning King of the Ring, because Oba, he might lose to Dom. Well, I went ahead, but Dom won the Fatal 4-Way on SmackDown, and he will face Oba on Raw this Monday afternoon. Oh, what if Brock Lesnar is on Raw this Monday from France and cost Oba? Could we get Dom? We could get Dom and Seth. I mean, yeah, it's but it's intriguing. But Seth will obviously beat him, and then we get Seth Roman at SummerSlam. And we know how that ended the last time Seth and Roman faced off at, I think it was SummerSlam or Royal Rumble. Roman beat him. And I think Roman will smash Seth Rollins again. And then Roman, we'll see if Roman does win. Who's next? I got a couple people: Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, Oba. I think that's Roman's challenges for the next few months, next couple feuds. Maybe Walter, well, not Walter, but Braun Breaker definitely. Oba probably not so maybe WrestleMania. So, and then Bronson Reed, because I gotta finish that feud. So it'll probably be Bronson Reed first, then Braun Breaker, then Oba. To end probably the end of the year. Maybe we have Roman Oba instead of Mania, have it at Royal Rumble. Or have Oba win the Royal Rumble, and then Roman might lose at WrestleMania 43 if the Rock doesn't show up. And who faces the SmackDown champion? Well, whoever wins the Elimination Chamber. But it could flip that, but let's not even talk about that, because it's got Money in the Bank, don't forget. So whoever wins Money in the Bank, which will probably be a Raw guy, it could be Oba. Think about it. It could be Oba. So Oba can beat Brock and retire him at SummerSlam night 1 or night 2. Probably night 1. Then go to September, win Money in the Bank, and then Roman's always looking over his shoulder to see if Oba's gonna come, cash in. And then Oba will just come out randomly and say, "Oh, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna keep you guessing, Roman." And I think that Oba's gonna keep that Money in the Bank all the way to WrestleMania. He's probably gonna cash it in at Mania in a match, or he's just gonna come out and say, "I'm cashing in on Mania." I don't even have to say anything. He could just come out the next night on Raw and say, "Hey, Roman, why don't you put your title up right here, right now on Monday Night Raw?" Roman's like, no. We're just gonna wait till maybe Survivor Series. I don't know, we'll see. But that. Alright, so JC Jane and Fatal Influence beat up Paige and Brie Bella. Got that. And then Royce Keys thanks R-Truth for the help. Truth suggests that Poppy can help against the MFTs, but Royce doesn't think that's gonna work. No, we'll see. I have a feeling that Royce Keys is gonna turn heel and join up with Solo again, and have another Bloodline Civil War. So maybe we can go all the way to Survivor Series and have another fucking Bloodline War Games match. We could do it. We could have Solo, Hikuleo, Tama Tonga. I meant not Tonga. Tonga Loa is not there anymore. So we have Solo, Hikuleo, Tama Tonga, Royce Keys, Bronson Reed. There's your 5. And on the other side, you have Roman, the Usos, Jacob. Who's number 5? I'll tell you, it's probably going to be either Zila or Lance. I'm saying Lance Archer. Lance Anoy. That's how I think. If they do another Bloodline Civil War Games match, Lance or Zila is going to join up with Roman. Remember how I said that when Jacob debuted, he will be joining up with Roman? I was right. So, write it down. June the 7th, 3:36 a.m. Yeah, I'm doing this late. Write it down. June the 7th. Peter said that Zila or Lance will join up with Roman. Mark it down. Most of the time, I am right. Most of the time. But we got 5 months to go, so it could be the big guy that looks like fucking Yokozuna. Dallas, or with Dalius, I don't even know, someone with a T. Timothy. Or Timothy. Present. Thank you. Remember that? That little thing? Was it K and Peel, whatever it is? That's funny, that substitute teacher thing. I'm from the inner city, don't fuck with me. Okay. Alright, moving on. Alright, then we get to Absolute Vicky Starks. Another match with Carmelo Hayes. Him. You gotta shoot and don't miss. This is a pretty decent match. Carmelo won the first match. Now we get a rematch. And wouldn't you know, Ricky Starks wins with a fruit roll-up with a handful of underwear. So now it's 1-1. So, probably a third match. I don't know when, but maybe this week, coming week on Smackdown. From Providence, I think we're in Providence, Rhode Island this week. Shit, all that is. We'll move on. Alright, then we have the United States Champion for the men, Trick Willie Shamon, without Little Yachty. We didn't see him. I don't wonder if he went. He probably went back home. He says that he's concerned with himself, and himself only, not really worried about who's coming after his title. So he's going to be in the King of the Ring tournament match. He wants to be the King Trick Willie, and become the world champion. That's going to start in the main event. So he goes to leave and runs into, well, one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions. So that's Braun Breaker. I'm like, ooh. Sign me up. Take my money. Take our money. Pretty much. I'd love to see that. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright. Then in the back we have Chelsea Green. Madam President. She asks Tiffy Tiff, why didn't you come out and help me? And, Tiffy's like, you know, what? Like, what? No, Chelsea's like, why didn't you come out and help me? No, take it back. Chelsea asked Tiffany, why didn't you ask me to help, be at ringside with you? Tiffy say, it's okay, I gotta go to the trainer's room, to get iced down, I need you in my corner. So Chelsea's like, sad panda. And then I think later on she takes on, who did she take on? I think, not Lash. Well, she just fit, a sad panda. That's that. Alright, moving on. Alright, then we have another Blake Monroe. Oh my. Another diary entry. She's still coming. She comes every night with me. But I digress. And it seems pretty... Last week we saw she was interested in Mommy Rhea Ripley. This week she's interested in Tiffany Stratton. She says, well, Tiffy Time is about to run on Monroe minutes. Interesting. And then Mommy Seconds or something like that. I don't know. Look at that. Alright, so... Hey, Blake and Tiffy promos. Sign me up. I'm interested. As Roman would say. Look at that. Alright. Yeah. Chelsea did face Lash. I thought Lash was in that Queen of the Ring thing. But anyway. Anyway, so... Nia. Woo! Jack's at ringside. And, Nia gets involved. Hits a big dive on both of them. Ooh, that had to hurt for her partner. Get back in. A missile drop kick. Puts Lash down for near fall, And then Chelsea goes for the Unpretty Her. It gets counted into the Lash extension. 1, 2, 3, and just under 4.5 minutes. Hey, Lash wins. It was a decent match, and that's it. Alright, then we're going to look at Jacob Batu Yamin. Acknowledging my tribal chief, and you should too. Roman Reigns, put up your ones, ladies and gentlemen. We saw it on Raw. That leads to Solo coming up to Royce Keys, says, hey, you need some type of support, who called you? Wasn't Roman, wasn't even Jacob, you're good friends. I was the one who called you, and, I'm going to war with Roman, we could, I could use you to, cause we're going to go to war. So, Royce is like, Not interested yet, but he's like, And then Soul's like, stop making this difficult! Or I'll make it difficult for you. Ooh, big man Solo. Big man. So, we'll see if Royce Keys turns heel and joins up with Solo's group. I think he might. He might. That's it. Alright, then we get the video for the mask versus mask match. Said that 5 times fast. From last weekend's Noches de los Grandes Night 1. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. Look at that. Alright, that leads to Rey Fenix, the Cruiserweight champion, as he will take on Lince Dorado at Aniversario. But he's in the back talking to Fraxium, A-Kid, and Ben Frazier. Chad Gable comes up, and like I said, he talks about, him and Rey Fenix had a match last year at WrestleMania under different circumstances. Gable was doing it to mock Lucha Libre, to the Mundo, Televisión Excelente, all that other good stuff. And now he's learned a good lesson how great the Mexican culture is. He wants to apologize, and Rey Fenix is like, "Oh, it's okay, SA, I forgive you." But, you have to apologize to pretty much the fans and to everybody else. So the fans are like going berserk for Chad, so I guess the fans are, we don't care what you did for a year. We don't give a fuck what you did. But we love you now. That match has made Chad Gable's career. And if he does not win the world title by the end of this year, I don't know what. Hunter has to hit a grand salami right now with this. If he fucks this up with Chad Gable, he needs to get fired immediately from WWE. Get him out of being the CEO, the COO, the who gives a fucko. Get him out. I don't care who you put in charge of creative. I don't give a fuck. You can put Nick fucking Khan in Hunter's place. I think he's going to be a good booker. But I digress. So, we'll see what happens with that. Alright, then Cody! MDK to Cody, you bitch. He runs into Nick Aldis, who asks if the offer for a rematch with Walter is still on the table. Cody says, "Oh, absolutely. Let me say it like Rocky was like, absolutely. Mickey. Absolutely." Can't do a good Rocky impersonation. But anyway. So Cody's like, "Yeah, absolutely." Wants to do it, now, but Walter's he left the building. So Nick's been talking to Walter's legal team, they're no fun, he says. And Walter wants a stipulation, which we're going to find out this Friday night on Smackdown. And then that will lead into June 19th in Kansas City. I can only imagine it's going to be like a no disqualification match, no count out, something like that. Some type of no holds barred match, maybe. So Cody's like, "Okay, that's fine with me, but I don't want to wait too much longer. So the match is going to happen on June 19th. That works for Nick Aldis. So, it actually sounded like an actual promo. Yay! For once they it sounded natural. It didn't sound like it was all jarbled and bleh, rushed and shit like that. Alright, we go to the main event. I know I've been talking for almost 2 hours now. But I had a lot to say, and I went on 6,000 tangents, and I apologize for that. Alright, get to the main event. King of the Ring tournament. Poppy Priest, Trick Willie, Dominic Guerrero, SA, and Braun Breaker. The winner will face Oba in the semifinals on Raw. No titles on the line. Everybody had a title, and nothing on the line, obviously. And I spoil it. Dominic Guerrero. I had Braun Breaker to win this. I thought Oba, Braun, big beefy men slapping meat in the semifinals would be great. And imagine Braun Breaker beating Oba to get to the finals, and he faces, Seth Rollins. Because it kind of makes sense to do another match with Seth and Braun after what Seth did last week on Raw. Earlier this week on Raw. Where he, basically beat Braun Breaker in that great match on Raw. Why not do it again? But it's time for the King of the Ring crown. Seth wins, he beats Braun again. And then Seth goes on to face Roman and loses. But then again, I originally had, I think we all had Oba to win this tournament, right? But now they're coming out with Seth beating Oba thanks to Brock Lesnar. So, when Seth wins, people are like, "Why did he win? Why don't we wanted Oba to win? What's going on?" No, it makes sense. I know it's another Roman Seth match. But now Seth has Seth wins. Then he'll go to he'll go on for the whole thing with Seth and Roman will go on for a month. Seth's like, I beat you more time. I beat you before, and I'm gonna do it again. Roman's like, oh, remember the last time we fought? I beat you, so I'm gonna smash, stack, pin you. And it says like, oh, you needed the Usos and Solo to help you out. And then Roman would be like, I don't need them. And then Usos like, what? Jacob's like, what? But I have a feeling if they do it, I'm telling you right now, Seth Roman at SummerSlam, Jacob will get involved and help save Roman's title. Because right now, Roman has won clean. He hasn't needed the Usos, and he hasn't really needed Jacob. So I would have Roman win clean throughout this whole run. He doesn't need the Usos. He doesn't need Jacob. They don't win clean every title match, but he wins by the skin of his teeth. That's what I would do, but I'm just a almost 50-year-old schmuck from New York, but it is what it is. So yeah, so Dom wins, and then him and Liv are going completely nuts with JD McDumbfuck. I think Raquel came out later too, and they're all celebrating, and then right by the King of the Ring crown, and everybody on Twitter, on YouTube are like, yeah, Dom's gonna get fucked up. Probably will, but there's a caveat. Is Brock going to be on Raw this Monday night? Or does Obo just obliterate Dom and he goes to the finals and then we just have to wait for Seth to win his match next week against, Seth's going to win that King of the Ring tournament match. He will win that match and then, get a week to prepare a promo. And Obo's like, I'm the king, I'm going to rule the world. And I'm going to face Roman. And Seth's like, no, I'm going to face Roman. And then everybody's like, hey, what about Cody? Fuck Cody. You get that. Alright, that's pretty much it. Alright, that's the main event. Dom surprising everybody. Crazy. We get that. Alright, so that is it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to bed, and then I got some errands to run tomorrow. But I will be doing my TNA Ring of Honor review right here on the channel tomorrow afternoon. Then late tomorrow night, your Dynamite and Collision review over on my Peter Joseph channel. And that's pretty much it. And yeah, we'll be done for the week, and then we'll get ready for Raw from France on Monday afternoon. I will do my review Monday night. Way after Raw. Probably like after the Nick game, I'll probably do the Raw review, maybe a little analysis for the Knicks. If they win, they go up 3-0 and pretty much won the title. I'll probably just congratulate the Knicks Monday night if they win Monday night. If not, well, I'm like, huh? I was like, finally the curse is over for now. I was like, well, Spurs gotta win Game 4 on Wednesday, and then bring it back 2-2, or the Knicks win Wednesday, and then they might be celebrating in San Antonio by next weekend. I think Game 5 is next Friday. I think Friday or Saturday. So yep. We get that. Hockey. I think the Golden Knights are about to win another Stanley Cup. Because I heard that Mr. Danhausen has cursed the Hurricanes. And last time I checked, the Golden Knights, Vegas was up 4-3 in the third period. So I don't know if Vegas won tonight. But if they did, they go up 3-2 with Game 6 coming up. I think it's Game 6. Because it was, I think, knotted at 2. That series has been pretty good, but now Mr. Danhausen has cursed the Hurricanes, so you know what that means. Golden State. Las Vegas is about to win another title like they won a couple years ago. So. And I was thinking of the LA Kings. I don't know why I did, but I just did. Because they beat the Rangers that year. When the Rangers were red hot. They were red hot, and they just went into the 2014 Stanley Cup and And the 3 games they lost, really the 3 games they lost were in overtime, I think in overtime. They won that 1 game at the Garden, which I was at. I was like, yeah, they won, great. But they should have been up 3-1 going back to LA instead of being down, I think 3-2 or 3-1. They just ran out of gas, and, you know, as much as Henrik Lundqvist was standing on his head the entire Stanley Cup playoffs, he could not just finish. Him and the Rangers could not finish the job. Kind of like the New York Mets the year after that, when they went on a big run, got to the World Series and choked, ran out of gas. Or kind of like the Yankees when they were up 3-0 against the Red Sox that year. I think it was 2000. I forget what year that was, but Yankees. I was like, yeah, Yankees about to go to the World Series that year. Nope. Red Sox like, oh, no, we're gonna reverse the sweep. I would love if the Knicks win on Monday and then the Spurs just win game 4, then they go back to San Antonio and win game 5, and then game 6 comes and they beat the Knicks and it comes out to a game 7 and they win. Like, it's probably not gonna happen, but you never know. Mr. Danhausen like, he'll be like, he would be nervous if he'll be nervous if it goes 7. He would be more nervous if the Spurs win the next 4 games. It's like, oh, my curse is not working! You can't curse a team that you're already cursed. I mean, come on now. Should have never uncursed the Knicks. He should have never done it. I mean, yeah, curse Stephen A. Smith. But please, for the love of God, Mr. Danhausen, I'll give you $20. I'll give you $20, Mr. Danhausen, if you can curse the NFC West and the rest of the NFL and make the Niners the Super Bowl champions this year. I will give you $20. I know it's cheap, right? Okay. If I can scrunch up some money, I will give you $100, Mr. Danhausen. I know you're watching because I know you watch my videos. I will give you $100. Buy the Super Bowl. If you can have the Niners win the Super Bowl and curse every team in the NFL, including the Jets. So, somehow somebody clip this part, send it to Mr. Danhausen, and have him curse the entire National Football League. Except for the Niners. Thank you. Whether he does it or not, but like I said $100, I will give it to you by Christmas. Because we got to do it before the Super Bowl, obviously. I can't give it to you right now. I mean, I could, but I want to wait. We can make a deal. Make a deal. We'll make a deal like with Monty Hall. I'm not going to dress up like a clown or anything. It's like, Mr. Danhausen, please, for the love of God, make the Niners the Super Bowl champs. Curse everybody else. And then, next hockey season, curse everybody and make the Rangers win the Stanley Cup. And then next basketball season, make the Celtics win, too. Whether that happens or not, but, you know, I'm just being crazy, but we move on. Alright, I gotta go, guys. Thanks for watching. As far as Smackdown goes, I thought it was pretty decent. 7 out of 10 stars. That's it. Thanks for watching. Until next time. I will end this long video. Peace.